Good morning, Pittsburgh. Welcome to the first ever broadcast of Pitt to the Point. I'm your host, Chris Cornejo.
And I'm also your host, Sarah Sarignano. We are so excited to be joining your airwaves as Pitt's first broadcast morning show. Pitt to the Point will be covering everything going on at the University of Pittsburgh.
All the way to the point. That's right. We're covering news for the entire Pittsburgh area. After months of hard work, we want to say thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in. Pitt to the Point is a 1-hour news magazine show.
We'll be covering everything entertainment, politics, sports, clubs on campus, and getting you guys ready to start your Pittsburgh day off right.
And our first news story today comes with a side of caution. The National Weather Service issued a winter storm watch for the Pittsburgh area, active from last night through this morning. Allegheny, Beaver, Butler, Clarion, Forest, Lawrence, Mercer, Venango, and Washington counties are included in the storm watch. The National Weather Service warns of the possibility of power outages and tree damage due to the ice and snow, making travel conditions nearly impossible.
Snowfall began yesterday evening and continued throughout the night and this morning. Residents can expect many school closings throughout the area, including many of the universities. Chatham and Duquesne universities have also announced closings.
And according to Port Authority, a power line overhead went down near the South Hills in the rail center, causing all trappings of the rail cars. The T will be out due to this. The icy road conditions could cause accidents and pileups on the roadways. Stay home unless necessary, and be careful out there, folks.
Well, today marks the end of the University of Pittsburgh's first full week on campus with in-person classes. The students spent the first 2 weeks doing their coursework online virtually. Doing so allowed for the university to mitigate the spread of COVID-19 as on-campus students returned back from break in a staggered schedule. As students made their return to in-person classes, the Oakland neighborhood has grown busy once again. Pitt has adapted to college life during COVID, as masks are still required inside everywhere on campus, and to enter any building, you must swipe your Pitt ID. As of December 2021, all students, faculty, and staff have also been required to be fully vaccinated.
And now we're going to send it over to Vineet Joshi for your Pitt Medical Minute. Vineet, what do you have for us?
Hi, folks. The university's recent measures to minimize the spread of the coronavirus also include opportunities for further COVID testing. To make for a smoother transition back to campus, the university enabled students to order free COVID test kits to ensure they have a negative test upon returning. However, if students or staff need a COVID test when on campus, they can schedule to take one through the university website. Testing takes place at the O'Hara Student Center. Asymptomatic subjects are tested in the first floor dining room, whereas those showing symptoms are tested just outside under the large white tent. The Student Center is open for testing Monday through Friday from noon to 6 p.m. But despite the return to in-person classes, many students are still grappling with the toll the pandemic has taken on their mental health, a phenomenon that many mental health experts are well aware of.
I think the two biggest things that I'm seeing are, the isolation and quarantine component of people are just not having that in-person interaction. People aren't getting those sort of, hey, how are you doing type check-ins. And I think we're coming to realize that those are a lot more meaningful than we previously thought. I think another component is just the unpredictability. There's been a lot of happiness research done. The biggest factor in happiness and a sense of well-being usually has to do with feeling like you have some sense of predictability or control over what's going on around you.
And instead, a lot of young people, their experience has been that they don't have control, and they may have set all these goals, but they're not actually going to happen, or at least not in the way they had hoped.
However, despite these challenges, we can still take measures to keep our spirits high.
This really sucks, right? It's really, really hard. And so I think it's really important that people have a place just to really express their sense of anger and their sense of grief over this.
The university also offers a variety of counseling services for students, including group therapy for anxiety and depression. And so it's vital that we continue to stay safe, both physically and emotionally. For Pitt to the Point, I'm medical reporter Vineet Joshi. Sarah, Chris?
Speaking of taking care of your health, what better way to relieve stress than with therapy dogs? That's right, Therapy Dog Tuesdays have returned to campus just in time to cure your winter blues. Pitt students' favorite therapy dogs made their return this past Tuesday night on the first floor of the Cathedral of Learning.
Therapy Dog Tuesdays came back to the Cathedral of Learning on February 1st. At Pitt, Therapy Dog Tuesdays start at 7 p.m., where volunteers from the Humane Society bring their dogs to visit students. It gives students the chance to relax and just have fun. Therapy dogs work with their handler to spread affection and comfort to members of the public. The visits are part of the College Canine program and are provided by the Western Pennsylvania Humane Society. This week, we took an inside look of some of these friendly dogs and their owners.
My name's Bridget, and this is Clancy. We've been doing this now coming up for 3 years. It just brings so much joy to me, too. You know, I see what it does for everyone here and how much it relieves stress for people. And it's just rewarding that way to me, to be able to share him with everybody.
Tigger is named Tigger because our other dog was Winnie. So now we have Tigger. Ever since he's been 8 weeks old, we worked on him being very low-key, able to approach every situation without getting scared or without scaring people.
The Humane Society conducts an 8-week therapy dog prep class that covers common animal-assisted therapy scenarios. They also review obedience skills, work through exercises, and even provide opportunities to shadow active therapy dog teams in the Pittsburgh community. If you want to find out more information about therapy dogs and how to get started with volunteering with the Humane Society, find their website at animalhumanesociety.org. Pitt students and staff, if you want more information on when and how to play with these cute pups like Clancy and Tigger, follow Therapy Dog Tuesdays on Facebook at pdt.pitt.
With all the added stress COVID brings, these adorable little therapists could not have returned at a better time. It's a fun way to relax and meet new people or dogs. I mean, I think I'd prefer that. You can visit the Therapy Dogs Tuesday night, 7 to 8. No sign-up is necessary.
Well, last Friday, the Fern Hollow Bridge on Forbes Avenue in Frick Park collapsed under several cars and a Port Authority bus. Thousands of Pittsburghers commute across that bridge every day, but fortunately, due to the poor road conditions, there were fewer drivers on the road at the time of the collapse. There were reported 10 minor injuries after the collapse, but fortunately, there were no serious injuries or deaths. The bridge was deemed to be in poor condition last September, and many residents had reported support beams having been rusted through as early as 4 years ago, but no action was taken to make repairs. Well, the sight of the bus being lifted from the collapse has been shared all across social media and has been the source of many memes circulating online. Thanks to the multitude of photographers who captured the scene, this event will be one that Pittsburghers young and old will not soon forget.
Lions and tigers and bears. Whoa. Oh my. Just kidding. But coming up next, we've got Dr. Oz and President Biden both visiting Pittsburgh. All that and more is coming up for you when Pitt to the Point returns right after the break.
Right after.
The University Store on 5th is more than a college bookstore. We are independently owned and operated by the university, and we've been that way for more than 100 years. The consistent campus support allows us to respond to the changing needs of our customers, provide personalized service and quality merchandise, support the university's initiatives, and represent Pitt with Panther pride.
The U-Store has all the course materials that you need. Whether you want to purchase or rent your books, or you're interested in digital materials, we can help.
Looking for the latest tech and accessories? We carry all the biggest brands. As an Apple authorized campus store, you will receive the best in educational pricing on your favorite Apple products. Plus, our repair center and student technical support are conveniently located in the store and are ready to get your tech back in working order.
Visit us to shop the latest Pitt apparel, school supplies, and the largest independent book selection in the city, all without leaving campus. And when it comes to services, visit the Center for Creativity, which offers members of the Pitt community a space to engage their hands and minds.
It's easy to shop online and pick up in store. We accept financial aid and Panther funds for your convenience. At the U-Store, we put pride in everything that we do so that you can put Panther pride in everything that you do. So stop by today and let us help you. Hail to Pitt!
H2P is short for Hail to Pitt, our Panther fight song. But we also use it to express just how much we love it here. There are so many reasons to hail, but here are just a few. Hail to Kathy!
Hail to the Nationality Room.
To WPTS Radio.
Hail to Oakland.
Hail to Shenley Plaza.
Hail to Forbes Avenue.
Hail to the towers.
Hail to Cardiac Hill.
To Hillman Library.
Hail to the University of Pittsburgh.
Hail to Pittsburgh.
Hail to Heinz Field.
Hail to Pitt.
It seems like high-profile figures just can't stay away from the city of Pittsburgh. President Joe Biden visited the Steel City last Friday, where he spoke about an infrastructure package unveiled last year. The president arrived in the city last week to promote and discuss the bipartisan package, one that will see the state of Pennsylvania receive $327 million in funding for bridges this fiscal year, with a total of $1.6 billion over the next 5 years, according to the Department of Transportation. The president announced all this at the site of the bridge collapse we covered earlier this morning. President Biden said that the infrastructure package would help prevent similar incidents through massive spending on transportation projects.
I often hear about who built the country. Guess what? The middle class built this country, and unions built the middle class. And folks, making it in America with American manufacturing and easing the financial burdens on millions of families, that's the same vision I laid out once again when I was here in Pittsburgh, the first stop I made after I was sworn in as president. Now, after my first year, I wanted to come back to Pittsburgh. This is my third time here in this facility. And to take stock of what we've accomplished together and look forward to the extraordinary opportunities that lie ahead for Pittsburgh and America if we continue to do our job.
While you may know him from his hit daytime television show, or perhaps from his multiple appearances on Oprah, but these days, Dr. Oz is taking his public speaking talents to new heights. In November of 2021, Dr. Oz announced that he would be running for U.S. Senate in the state of Pennsylvania as a conservative candidate.
Last week, the candidate Dr. Oz to Pittsburgh. Here's political reporter Maggie McLeod, who was on site to capture the event. Let's take a look.
Dr. Oz. Many know him from his multi-award-winning talk show, covering the pressing health concerns and questions from his audience. Now, After his 12-year-long career, he's decided to change from medicine to politics.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz visited the city of Greensburg to a crowd of nearly 300 people last week to share his vision of running as a Republican for the U.S. Senate seat. With his primary goal to provide an end to the COVID pandemic, the former TV star and heart surgeon looks to win over the hearts of voters still searching for an answer.
I think Dr. Oz will make a good Senate because after watching the show, I watched him be a family man with his daughter and his wife and everything, and I feel that he's honest, an honest person, and I think he cares.
Because what has happened that's most damaging to this whole experience is that we got comfortable not saying what we see.
Through all his topics covered, this doctor got the crowd's pulse racing most when he spoke openly about COVID.
Medically speaking, more and more of it doesn't make sense, but early on, I said, you don't just prevent the disease. I'm a heart doc, right? So I give you pills to prevent heart disease. What if they don't work? Do I say, you're deplorable? No.
Oz doesn't mince words about what he believes is China's underlying reason for spreading COVID-19 to the U.S.
China's the big issue here. China can't afford for us to survive. They've explicitly said that. They must destroy our country. They have $1 trillion of our debt. I personally think reparations are in order from COVID. Absolutely. Right? I would cancel the $1 trillion of debt, call it a time. We spend $2 trillion trying to pick up the mess.
It was kind of nervousing because I felt that I'm probably the only Democrat here, and but I just wanted to voice my opinion. I don't want other Democrats to feel that they can't go out there and vote for a Republican because some Republicans can make a change, and can be honest, and can be objective. And I'm a Democrat, so I'm going to give them my vote. I'm going to vote.
1, 2, 3.
With Dr. Oz now vying for the open Senate seat, we will be patiently watching to see if his television viewers will translate over to Republican voters. Coming to you from Gianelli's in Greensburg, I'm Pitt to the Point political reporter Maggie McLeod. Back to you, Chris and Sarah.
Dr. Oz is scheduled to continue to make appearances across the state of Pennsylvania as the race to the U.S. Senate heats up. To keep up with his campaign, head to droz.com for more information.
And coming in with the biggest headlines hitting the student press, it's the Pitt News.
Wave of COVID hit over winter break, Pitt administration implemented measures aimed at preventing an outbreak on campus and keeping students safe. The university had a 3-cohort arrival in place, kept recreational facilities closed, moved classes online, and had takeout-only dining for the period of the shelter in place. Pitt News reporter Colm Slevin investigated how this affected the health of students both physically and mentally, and they found some who were concerned that the measures weren't enough to protect health, and others who were struggling with online classes and a lack of recreational facilities. One even saying, "I have no motivation to do things except on certain days, like spurts of motivation. But other than that, I feel it's really restricting and just kind of makes you tired and want to stay in bed." There is also an open secret among students that some are breaking the shelter-in-place rules. Ultimately, the measures were trying to combat the spread of COVID, yet in its message to students, the Pittsburgh campus confirmed 327 new cases in the week from January 19th to January 25th. With Pitt to the Point, I've been Tori Pushman, the Pitt News segment producer.
That's right. The Pitt News is your student home for all things Pitt News here on campus. I personally daylight for the Pitt News section under their sports, so that's an interesting factor, tidbit for all our viewers out there. Sarah?
Well, thank you to our partners at the Pitt News. You can read all of this and more on their website at www.pittnews.com. My apologies.
And for all of you Pitt football fans watching out there, Pitt to the Point is extremely excited to share some news on your favorite college squad. The Pitt Panthers capped off a strong season with an ACC championship win against Wake Forest, being led by standout players like Heisman finalist Kenny Pickett and Biletnikoff winner Jordan Addison. The Panthers will hope to fall in line under USC transfer Caden Slovis, who currently is sitting at over 7,000 career yards, with Addison also returning to the team. On the coaching side, Frank Cignetti Jr. makes his third return to Pitt coaching, third time's the charm maybe, this time as the new offensive coordinator and QB coach.
And big news for the Panther fans. The University of Pittsburgh's football team's upcoming game schedule was released on Monday evening. The season will kick off on September 1st with the Backyard Brawl game versus Pitt's rivals and neighbors, West Virginia University. The matchup versus WVU will be nationally televised, and the Pittsburgh Panthers look forward to seeing you in the stands. To purchase tickets for the upcoming season, head to pittsburghpanthers.com to visit the online ticketing office. And when Pitt to the Points returns, we'll be speaking with students on campus and talking about everyone's favorite, the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll see you right back here after the break.
So one inventive tool that the University of Pittsburgh has is Pitt Funds Me. So Pitt Funds Me is for outside scholarships that you can review and apply for as well. There's 8,000 plus scholarships on that website. These scholarships have been vetted as good and reliable resources, so you can guarantee that these are not resources that are trying to steal money or trying to scam you in any way. Any student has access to this, even admitted students who have not deposited yet. When you go into your my.pitt.edu, you'll want to search in the Ask Kathy box, Pitt Funds Me, and make sure instead of an S in Pitt Funds Me, you're going to put a $sign. That will allow you to go into the portal to be able to look at all the outside scholarship opportunities that fit your specific profile. They will ask several questions. You do not have to answer all questions or any questions if you don't want to, but the more questions you answer, the more opportunities that become available to you to apply.
The University Store on 5th is more than a college bookstore. We are independently owned and operated by the university, and we've been that way for more than 100 years. The consistent campus support allows us to respond to the changing needs of our customers, provide personalized service and quality merchandise, support the university's initiatives, and represent Pitt with Panther pride.
The U-Store has all the course materials that you need. Whether you want to purchase or rent your books, or you're interested in digital materials, we can help.
Looking for the latest tech and accessories? We carry all the biggest brands. As an Apple authorized campus store, you will receive the best in educational pricing on your favorite Apple products. Plus, our repair center and student technical support are conveniently located in the store and are ready to get your tech back in working order.
Visit us to shop the latest Pitt apparel, school supplies, and the largest independent book selection in the city, all without leaving campus. And when it comes to services, Visit the Center for Creativity, which offers members of the Pitt community a space to engage their hands and minds.
It's easy to shop online and pick up in store. We accept financial aid and Panther funds for your convenience. At the youth store, we put pride in everything that we do so that you can put Panther pride in everything that you do. So stop by today and let us help you.
Hail to Pitt!
And welcome back to Pitt to the Point. I'm Chris Corneo here with Sarah Signano. We've had a great morning of coverage, and we are both having so much fun during this first official Pitt to the Point broadcast. We're going to kick it to our Pitt beat reporter, Margot Renzo, with our next story.
Margot?
Thank you, Chris. The main purpose of any university is to educate. College students and their ability to learn was affected in many ways because of COVID. In-person classes are a crucial part in the aspects needed to create an effective learning experience. The University of Pittsburgh is trying their best to control the spread of COVID on their campus through virtual classes to start the spring semester. Other colleges in Pittsburgh are doing the same. Chatham University started in-person classes almost 10 days before Pitt on January 18th. Let's see how students feel about the transition from virtual classes to in-person classes.
The University of Pittsburgh lifted their shelter-in-place order and resumed in-person classes on January 27th.
I like in-person classes a lot better than virtual classes.
I like in-person classes a lot more because I have more distractions in my room that really don't go well with the classes that I'm taking because I really need to pay attention.
Students started classes virtually on January 10th and were given staggered times to come back to Pitt if they lived in university housing. As the first full week of classes in person ends for Pitt, students express their opinions on how it went.
Well, personally for me, on Zoom, I have no ability to focus. I'm finding myself just being completely somewhere else, so in person is definitely the best option for me.
I think they're being handled well with the the enforcement of the masks, and like personally I haven't had any professors that have been lenient when it comes to masks.
For me personally, it's easier for me to learn in person than online because online I get more distracted.
The interaction that you can have between your professor and your classmates, I think that provides me a valuable experience.
For now, Pitt does not offer a hybrid option for students, but some professors have still decided to provide it as a resource.
Okay. Well,
for the hybrid option, most students would like one. Pitt is planning to keep in-person classes with strict mask and testing protocols. For Pitt to the Point, I'm your Pitt campus reporter, Margot Renzel. Sarah, Chris.
Thanks, Margot.
So this Pitt testing has been, I think, very well done here. I mean, I myself had to, obviously, like the rest of the student body, get a test when returning to campus. And I think the manner in which they did it at the O'Hara Center was really well done. And I got my results back in a day and a half.
Yeah. Honestly, it's been better than expected, all things considered. And Margot, I know, has some thoughts about that as well.
Yes. When it comes to testing, Pitt is doing a great job trying to make sure every student gets tested that needs to. I know I had to schedule a test when I was in close contact, and it was very easy to just go online and schedule a test. I actually just showed up and asked them for a test, scanned the QR code, and all worked out. I got my test results the next day.
Well, thanks, Margot. As of now, Pitt is planning to keep in-person classes with strict mask and testing protocols. For Pitt to the Point, that was Margot, our Pitt beat reporter. Over the past 2 decades, the city of Pittsburgh has undergone some serious character development since its days as a steel town.
And from startups to social media giants, Allegheny County has found itself at the forefront of a recent technological lock to southwestern Pennsylvania.
Among these tech developers is Pitt alumni Marcus Dubois, whose Flip Folder app has garnered global attention and has made him the focus of Pitt to the Point's first ever alumni spotlight.
Marcus Dubois. It's funny because I'm not even French. It's a French last name, but it's like dad's dad. Graduated in December of 2019. Got my degrees in both computer science and music composition, starting about end of sophomore year, beginning of junior year. I started this app called Flip Folder, and what it does is you can start a performance in the app and select a song, and it will just come up automatically on every single device in the band. There's notations, there's basically any feature you can think of that might be useful for viewing music.
Well, Marcus had been in the band and we had started using a box for music for the students. And it was kind of clumsy, it didn't work as well as we had hoped it might. And Marcus decided on his own, I'm going to develop this app and all of the things that he would want in it that would help us, and make it a lot easier for all of the players. So I knew nothing about it until one day he emailed us and said, hey, I've been working on this app. Is it okay if we give this a try? Here's what it'll do. I said yes.
I'd have to say it's been a pretty good asset for the Pitt band because just having the ability to know what your music is, not to have to pull through everything, it's not going to get wet. It's just your phone. And so it's very accessible. It's very easy.
Well, first of all, there's a big sense of pride about it. Like this was developed for us. We're the first ones to use it. It helps a lot because we can move more quickly. We don't have to spend time, copying music and passing music out. If we hear something in rehearsal and go, boy, I didn't like that, we're going to rewrite this part. We can do that in an instant. If we decide, we've got a short little tune we want to play at the next rehearsal, we can write it, put it right in there, and be ready to go right away.
Basically, I was just in band at a game, and I had a moment there where I was in the stands, and I just kind of thought, well, all these people are disconnected. Like we had a moment where they mentioned a song, put it over the speaker, and half the band I could see weren't even flipping to it because they were just too jaded. So right then and there, I just thought, well, okay, the phone isn't just a screen. The phone's got Bluetooth, the phone's got internet, the phone's got NFC. That right now, all the music viewing apps that existed, we're only using it as a screen. Dr. Brent Townsend and everybody involved in the band staff being so accepting of this was really a big thing for me, because if I'd have gone to them and said, showed them the app, if their reaction was, oh, we can't use this, it didn't work, then everything would have stopped there. So if you're a student who's looking to be more of an entrepreneur, think about those more niche solutions, because you're more likely to create a product that is unique.
Marcus Dubois' tech development group, Band Savvy LLC, was established in 2018 while he was still an undergraduate here at Pitt.
During July of 2021, J.W. Pepper, the largest sheet music realtor in the world, announced the purchase.
The Flip Folder app currently serves around 70 college bands across the country, and that number is expected to grow over time.
And Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman is currently up 30 points in the race for Senate. His wife, Second Lady of Pennsylvania, Giselle Fetterman, was named Best Activist by the Pittsburgh City paper. Our city reporter, Jacqueline Napier, had the chance to catch up with the Second Lady about her nonprofit work in the area.
Second Lady Giselle Fetterman and I caught up about food insecurity in Braddock and how her nonprofits are working to address a number of issues, both in Pennsylvania and nationwide.
Braddock is one of many communities that experience food insecurity. It's also a food desert, which means there isn't a grocery store in town. Families have to take the bus. So that comes with access issues and transportation issues. And what that means is that's a family that, today they don't know what they're going to feed their kids on Friday. And for any family, any mother, any parent, to be in that situation, it's really difficult, not knowing where your next meal is going to come from. So I knew that we could do better as a nation, as a city, as a country. So I worked to take those lessons I learned when I was in that experience to try to change it for other families.
At age 8, Giselle came to the United States as an undocumented child immigrant. Her own family often depended on thrift stores and food banks, so for her, the mission is personal.
I think all my work comes from an immigrant's perspective. I think of myself at that age, scared, what were the needs of my family and of me. So I think I have a unique perspective to this kind of work because I experienced it. So I think it allows me to be creative in problem solving because of that.
Here's what Giselle had to say about the issues she and her husband are most concerned with.
How are we making sure that no one is left behind? How are we making sure that everyone is in the room? How are we making sure that everyone has a voice? And I think ultimately it all comes down to access and to equity.
Ease of access was important to Fetterman when she launched the Free Store, a nonprofit that distributes donations to anyone in Braddock who may need them. No cost and no questions asked.
I saw firsthand how food pantries often work and how organizations work. And in many cases, you have to prove your need. You have to provide taxes. You have to basically prove that you're hungry or prove that you're in need. And I just believe all those steps are dehumanizing. And I know that organizations need to track and they need to provide reports. But if you need diapers, you need them now, right? Either you shouldn't have to prove that you need diapers or to prove that you're hungry. So the Free Store trusts you. Like, we believe in people. And I think that we should believe in people. I think that if you have the best expectations of people, they will deliver for you time and time again. And I think we removed those barriers, right? Those dehumanizing barriers that exist in so much of this, not only nonprofit work, but government work as well.
If you'd like to learn more about the Free Store, head to www.freestore15104.org.
The Free Store is open for shopping or donation drop-offs from 11 to 1 on Tuesdays and Thursdays or 10 to 12 on Saturdays.
Now, if there's one thing that the city of Pittsburgh loves, it's sports. So now, with your City of Pittsburgh Sports Report, here's Andrew Mundy.
The Pittsburgh Penguins have had a roller coaster of a season up until this point, as they have had to face multiple losing streaks and bounce back from them, as they've had to battle constant injuries throughout the season, most notably to two of their star players, Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby. Despite all these obstacles, the Penguins team is showing to be extremely resilient and have managed to put themselves in a good position moving forward by way of an overall team effort and individual success.
Winning spree these past few weeks has propelled the Pittsburgh Penguins back into the playoff picture, as they have recorded points in 20 of their last 23 games. One of the main catalysts for the club has been the success of various individuals on the team, while many other players have been battling injuries throughout the season. Both Jake Gensel and Tristan Jarry have been most notable of the players to take that next step forward this season, as both are having the best year of their careers, with Jarry recording a career-best 2.2 goals allowed and Gensel on pace for a career-high 48 goals, amounting in both of their second All-Star games.
Last time I went, I was kind of somebody that was called upon after a couple guys got hurt, so this one feels a lot more exciting. I'm very excited to be able to go, and I'm very honored to go and represent the organization.
For Jake Gensel, he didn't get to attend his last All-Star selection as he got injured just before the event.
Yeah, that was a crazy day. I mean, just to be voted and then you get the injury. So I think for me, it's just, you just kind of take it in stride and this year to be able to experience it. And I think it'll be fun for me just to go to Vegas and have that experience. I mean, it's a great arena. I'm sure there'll be a buzz around the city. So like I said, it'll just be fun to be around new players. And
this time, however, the selection means all that more to them.
It's a great honor. I mean, this is a special league to play in, so whenever you can be acknowledged as an All-Star, I think it's always a cool feeling, and just to be able to go to an event with some of the superstars of the league, I think it's going to be fun, and just to interact with different players, I think it'll be fun to do that as well.
The Penguins currently sit in third place in the Metropolitan Division and hold the third wildcard spot in the East. Tristan Jari and Jake Gensel travel to the All-Star Game, which takes place in Las Vegas tomorrow, February 5th. After the weekend, the Penguins return to play in Boston against the Bruins on Tuesday night. For this season, they're actually under their first season under new ownership and first full season under a new general manager. And before the season began, many fans had counted them out as most of their stars are aging and they haven't made big free agent splashes.
Well, Andrew, I have a question for you.
Go for it.
What big matchups are coming up? In your opinion, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, one of the bigger ones was actually this past week. They played against the Capitals, and unfortunately, they lost in overtime, but they did secure a point, which helped them in the leaderboard.
So, Andrew, Sidney Crosby, obviously the name for the Penguins, and he's sitting at about 12 goals with 28 assists, we believe. So solid on the assist mark for the year, but not as many goals as obviously you would want from, the man of the franchise. What do you think Sidney Crosby can possibly do to maybe get that goal percentage up, if he can do anything? Because like we said, he's doing all right on the assist front. So what do you think about that?
Yep. Well, he's actually been one of the players this season to have battled injuries, along with Evgeny Malkin. I'd say one of the main points of concerns is actually the shots that he's putting on net. Sometimes you're kind of watching and it seems as if he's a little bit hesitant to put shots on net, as he has been in the past. Really, I think if he gets those shot totals up, then the goals will come.
All right.
Awesome. Well, that game coming up tomorrow, that's my birthday. Let's hope the Pittsburgh Penguins bring home a win for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Andrew, for that update.
Another
Penguins update. The Pittsburgh Penguins NHL team and Get Go Cafe have announced the Get Go Young Alumni Association. This ticket program is for anyone 26 years old or younger and offers 2 levels, basic and pro. The program is designed for young people that have graduated from the Get Go Student Rush program. I know I've taken part of that, and are still interested in catching a Pens game. Basic packages begin at $59, and members can get 1 ticket a month. For those even more interested, the alumni packages start at $87 for 2 games a month alongside other perks. Additional game tickets can be purchased at a discounted rate, and members will save on food and beverage as well.
Now, I don't know if anybody here has been to a Pens game or not, or if any of our viewers have been to a Pens game or not, but they are extremely fun. So fun. We definitely recommend getting in on all the action with
Sounds
your
like a great
favorite,
deal.
Yeah, absolutely, with your favorite NHL team. And coming up after the break, we're catching up with your incredible University of Pittsburgh gymnastics team and introducing you all to one of the more unique clubs on campus.
All I'm going to say is that it involves flying broomsticks. So we'll see you guys right back here after the break.
HUP is short for Hail to Pitt, our Panther fight song. But we also use it to express just how much we love it here. There are so many reasons to hail, but here are just a few. Hail to Kathy!
Hail to the Nationality Room.
To WPTS Radio.
Hail to Oakland.
Hail to Shenley Plaza.
Hail to Forbes Avenue.
Hail to the towers.
Hail to Cardiac Hill.
To Hillman Library.
Hail to the University of Pittsburgh.
Hail to Pittsburgh.
Hail to Heinz Field.
Hail to Pitt.
The University Store on 5th is more than a college bookstore. We are independently owned and operated by the university, and we've been that way for more than 100 years. The consistent campus support allows us to respond to the changing needs of our customers, provide personalized service and quality merchandise, support the university's initiatives, and represent Pitt with Panther pride.
The U-Store has all the course materials that you need. Whether you want to purchase or rent your books, or you're interested in digital materials, we can help.
Looking for the latest tech and accessories? We carry all the biggest brands. As an Apple authorized campus store, you will receive the best in educational pricing on your favorite Apple products. Plus, our repair center and student technical support are conveniently located in the store and are ready to get your tech back in working order.
Visit us to shop the latest Pitt apparel, school supplies, and the largest independent book selection in the city, all without leaving campus. And when it comes to services, visit the Center for Creativity, which offers members of the Pitt community a space to engage their hands and minds.
It's easy to shop online and pick up in store. We accept financial aid and Panther funds for your convenience. At the U-Store, we put pride in everything that we do so that you can put Panther pride in everything that you do. So stop by today and let us help you. Hail to Pitt!
So one inventive tool that the University of Pittsburgh has is Pitt Funds Me. So Pitt Funds Me is for outside scholarships that you can review and apply for as well. There's 8,000 plus scholarships on that website. These scholarships have been vetted as good and reliable resources, so you can guarantee that these are not resources that are trying to steal money or trying to scam you in any way. Any student has access to this, even admitted students who have not deposited yet. When you go into your my.pitt.edu, you'll want to search in the Ask Kathy box, Pitt Funds Me, and make sure instead of an S in Pitt Funds Me, you're going to put a $sign. That will allow you to go into the portal to be able to look at all the outside scholarship opportunities that fit your specific profile. They will ask several questions. You do not have to answer all questions or any questions if you don't want to, but the more questions you answer, the more opportunities that become available to you to apply.
The weather service.
Welcome back to Pitt to the Point. We're your hosts, Sarah Sarignano and Chris Cornejo. Thank you for joining us during the Keystone event for Pitt and the city of Pittsburgh. We're excited to announce our future Pitt to the Point February airtimes for all of you at home.
That's right. Pitt to the Point will air weekly on Friday, February 4th until Friday, April 22nd from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. A replay of the live broadcast will also air Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern on WPCW TV, KDKA TV's cable channel, and CBSN streaming. And if you are just joining us now live, the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch for the Pittsburgh area, active from last night through this morning. The areas affected include Allegheny, Beaver, Butler, Clarion, Forest, Lawrence, Mercer, Venango, and Washington counties. The National Weather Service warns of the possibility of power outages and tree damage due to the ice and snow, making travel conditions nearly impossible.
Snowfall began last evening and continued through the night and this morning. Residents can expect many school closings throughout the area, including many of the universities. Chatham and Duquesne have already announced that they will be closed for the day.
And now we are going to toss it to our Pitt Sports reporter, Molly Hunter, with your Pitt Sports update. Molly?
Thank you, Sarah and Chris. The Pitt gymnastics team is off to a stellar start this season. In just a few short weeks, the Panther ladies have captured 2 Eagle Rookie of the Week titles, 2 Student Athlete of the Week titles, and shattered their very own beam record. Freshman duo Hallie Copperwheat from Leighton Buzzard, England, and Sydney Washington from Ann Arbor, Michigan have had an electric NCAA debut. After withdrawing from the Keystone Classic meet at the beginning of January due to protocols, the Panther ladies hosted the University of Maryland and Long Island University here in Pittsburgh on January 16th.
Standout Hallie Copperwheat earned the honor of Eagle Co-Rookie of the Week after her debut against University of Maryland and Long Island University. Sharing that honor with Towson's Clara Hong, Copperwheat posted scores of over 9.7000 in all but one event, earning the highest all-around score for the Panthers and placing second. I was fortunate enough to sit down with Hallie Copperwheat earlier this week. Hallie, were you surprised to be named Eagle Co-Rookie of the Week?
I was really surprised. We've worked so hard this preseason, so to be able to finally come out and show, a small glimpse of what we're capable of was really rewarding. As a freshman, I just wanted to come out, get some experience, and be whatever the team needed me to be this year. So to get that honor in the first week was really cool. Looking ahead, I think I'm just excited for the team to be able to show what we're really capable of. We still have so much potential that we haven't even, tapped into yet in a meet situation. So I'd say my goals for the rest of the season are just to keep learning from each meet, building every week to help the team in any way I can, break some more records and show how talented our team really is and how hard we've worked. I love these girls and the staff. So just to be able to help elevate this program and get us some redemption.
Copperwheat is currently ranked 62nd among the College Gymnastics Association poll. Following this meet, fellow first-year Sydney Washington was also named one of Pitt's Student Athletes of the Week. Washington made her debut, earning the win for the floor exercise, 3rd overall in the all-around, and 3 podium finishes. Sydney's dad was the one who had informed her about her recognition shortly after her phone was flooded with congratulatory texts. For their second meet, the Panthers traveled to Denton, Texas to take on Texas Women's University. In Denton, the Panther ladies shattered the previous Beam school record from 2018. Following this meet, Sydney Washington was announced as Pitt's second Eagle Rookie of the Week this season. Washington earned a 9.750 or higher in all 4 of her events, setting her up to take home the all-around with the highest all-around score for the Panthers this season. I sat down with Sydney just after the Eagle Rookie of the Week announcement was made. Sydney, how do you feel about being named Eagle Rookie of the Week?
I'm feeling really good about it. I was just doing what I always do, and all that hard work and preseason is finally paying off, and it's being shown.
Most recently, the Panthers traveled to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where Sydney and Hallie both had stellar performances. Sydney earned the highest vault score for the Panthers so far this season, while Hallie finished 3rd in the all-around competition, earning 2 career-high scores on the floor and vault exercises.
You can catch Hallie, Sydney, and the rest of your Panther gymnasts this Sunday, February 6th at 2 o'clock p.m. at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. The Panthers are scheduled to host West Virginia, North Carolina State, and Alaska at Anchorage. Information regarding Pitt women's gymnastics can be found at www.pittsburghpanthers.com. From Pitt to the Point, I'm Pitt sports reporter Molly Hunter. Next week, we will be hearing about women's lacrosse as they start their inaugural season here at Pitt. Back to you, Chris and Sarah.
Thanks, Molly. Is there any other exciting Pitt matches coming up that we should know about? Any sports, doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Pitt will host Columbia University this Sunday at the Peterson Event Center as they wrestle.
Awesome. Super exciting.
Thank you so much for that, Molly. Now, everyone loves The Price is Right. Well, in this popular new game show, The Sign is Right. Signtastic, a new game show based around learning sign language, finished filming its 11th episode of the series at WQED Studios in Pittsburgh last Friday. Contestants compete for $5,000 and learn 50 signs before the show. The show is co-produced by notable executive producers Leigh Hamilton from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Jared Bierlo from Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? The show is aired on Silent Visual Media and is hosted by Dan Cook, who has 10 years of game show hosting experience, is a certified ASL teacher in Allegheny County, and formerly taught sign language at the University of Pittsburgh. Cook, alongside certified ASL interpreter Heather Gray, judge the show together. Cook shares that the aim of this show is to unite the hearing and deaf community. At the end of the second round, when the one contestant got eliminated, Cook left her with a beautiful message signing "All languages matter."
Our entertainment reporter Ryan Floyd is going to catch us up to speed on all the Hollywood news taking place here in Pittsburgh. Ryan?
Sarah, I have some very exciting news today coming out of the local film industry to share with everyone. Pittsburgh native Sam Max's 15-minute short film titled Chaperone, starring fellow Pittsburgher Zachary Quinto of Star Trek and Star Trek Beyond and American Horror Story fame, premiered at the virtual Sundance Film Festival last week. While the festival initially planned on being in person for the first time since 2020 this year, the rise in the Omicron variant pushed the festival online once again. Zachary Quinto plays the titular chaperone in the short film. Chaperone was selected as one of 59 shorts to play at the festival out of over 10,000 submissions. The film received positive reviews and is yet to be picked up for general distribution. Always great to see Pittsburgh filmmakers succeed, and congratulations to Sam Max and all those involved. In other Sundance news, writer-director Cooper Rafe's second film, Cha-Cha Real Smooth, premiered in U.S. Dramatic Competition at the virtual festival last week and went on to win the Audience Award this past weekend. The film follows a 22-year-old post-grad, played by Rafe, as he develops a relationship with an older woman played by Dakota Johnson. Cha-Cha shot in August and September across the Pittsburgh area. Virtual tickets sold out across the length of the fest for the film, and it will now stream on Apple TV Plus after being acquired for distribution for $15 million. Apple has yet to announce a release date for the Pittsburgh product. Finally, one of Pittsburgh's favorite actors, none other than Tom Hanks himself, returns to the city this month for another film just a few years after playing Fred Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. The new Hanks starring film, A Man Called Otto, is currently gearing up for production in the Pittsburgh area. The film is a remake of a 2016 Swedish film based on the Frederick Backman novel, A Man Called Ove. Rachel Keller, Mariana Trevino, and Manuel Garcia Rolfo co-star alongside Hanks. Screenwriter David McGee of Finding Neverland will be adapting the script, and Mark Forrester, director of Quantum of Solace, will be helming the film from behind the camera. The film is currently casting background extras of all ages, both full-time and part-time. I, for one, am very excited to have Mr. Hanks back in the City of Bridges. For Pitt to the Point, I'm entertainment reporter Ryan Floyd. Sarah, Chris?
Thanks, Ryan. The University of Pittsburgh is home to over 400 student organizations and clubs. With interests and activities ranging from creative to computational, there's truly something here for everyone. This week, Pitt to the Point reporters caught up with one of our most unique clubs, the Quidditch team.
Shortage of interesting and exciting clubs at Pitt, but one of the most unique has to be the one that has students riding broomsticks and chasing golden balls around campus. This week, we're featuring the Quidditch Club. The organization, inspired by the fictional sport from the hit Harry Potter book and movie series, practices twice a week on the cathedral lawn. And with the stoic Cathedral of Learning's unofficial nickname being Hogwarts, due to its resemblance to the Gothic castle from the series, it seems fitting to have the club represented here at the University of Pittsburgh. But the dedication and passion of the club goes further than just matching aesthetics. Spencer Riesig, the vice president of the club, told us more about the sport.
Quidditch is a team sport consisting of 6 people on each team. There's 3 chasers, 1 keeper, and 2 beaters. It's pretty much exactly like is described in the books.
Spencer explained how competitive Quidditch gets and the physicality of the sport, tackling and all.
The contact rules are similar to rugby, so it's pretty physical. People do get injured, people get hurt, but it's on rare occasions that happens, and mostly it's just for fun.
One of the main elements of the sport is riding on quote-unquote brooms, which Spencer broke down for us.
It does look kind of goofy. You do run around on brooms, which are PVC pipes. It's something that you have to stay on broom the whole time, otherwise you can't score. Despite the awkwardness of holding the broom between your legs, it adds an element to the game that is entirely unique to any other sport that you'll ever play.
The members of the club take it very seriously, treating it like a real sport, and competing against other Quidditch teams at colleges around the country and even traveling for tournaments.
We travel around the United States, competing against other schools such as UVA, Penn State, WVU. We're actually going to nationals this year. Really exciting. Our team is really good, and we're excited to have a really great season.
Drew White, the business manager of the Quidditch Club, told us how he was introduced to the club and what it means to him now.
Quidditch was kind of a joke at first, coming in freshman year. Before I came to Pitt, I was joking with high school friends like, oh, what if I joined Quidditch when I got to college? But then I saw them at the activities fair. I showed up, I wasn't too sure what it was going to be like, but as soon as I got there, I was pretty hooked. It was just such a really great group of people, and the game was so fun. And here I am 4 years later. Some of my best friends are definitely on the team. Quidditch is a big part of my social life. Quidditch parties are some of the top tier out there.
Obviously, a love for the Harry Potter series is at the center of the club. But Drew informed us that you don't need to be a Potter fan to enjoy the sport and thrive in the club.
Obviously, a big theme of Quidditch players is being Harry Potter fans, but believe it or not, it's not always that case, probably about 90% of the time though. We have had some people who have played 4 years on the team and never read a book or saw a movie. Shout out Steven for that.
One thing is for sure, the Pitt Quidditch Club has nothing but love for the sport and for each other. And whether you're a Hufflepuff or a Gryffindor, it all stems from the fantasy book that has captured the hearts of so many.
Personally, I am House Gryffindor. May be kind of basic, I know, but we've got all 4 houses represented on the team.
The Quidditch team is hoping to head to nationals in Salt Lake City, Utah in April, but needs your help raising funds. To learn more about fundraising opportunities, tournament information, or just to keep up with the team, head to their Instagram at QCPitt. Wow, what an incredible story.
No, that was fantastic. I love that.
How's the old saying go?
Something about fun and time moving faster when you're having it.
So true, Chris. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us here for our flagship broadcast of Pitt to the Point.
And thank you to our partners, KDKA and CBSN, for their incredible support.
Once again, I'm Sarah Sarignano.
And I'm Chris Cornejo.
Thanks for joining us on Pitt to the Point.